This shelter was built in 1994, actually, and this space that we're standing in is the space that most women would come through when they first access shelter. This is the space where we would welcome them, their children, and provide some coffee, a place to sit down and relax, and get started with telling their story. Our shelter is considered a small shelter in the province. We have 5 bedrooms. That would mean we could take 5 women at one time and 11 kids for a total of 16 people. So this is our crisis office, and this is where Genesis House staff take that initial crisis call. It's a 24-hour service, and the calls can come from anywhere in the province. The calls are completely confidential. There is no caller ID. There's no way for us to know unless you tell us who you are or where you are calling from. We will not know who you are. So the space we're in right now is our meeting room, and we were really lucky when they chose us for a new shelter in 1994. The other shelter that was up at that time for a new shelter was Steinbach, and they're still waiting, actually. So this meeting room is the space that we have our support groups in. It's where we do our staff meetings, and it's also where we do the intakes and that process for when a woman enters shelter for the first time. And let me tell you, there is a lot of paperwork involved with anything like that. So we're in the largest of the 5 bedrooms that the shelter has. And when a woman comes to shelter, it's primarily communal living except for the bedroom. That space is private for her and her children. And if she has no children, then she has a room on her own. So this space is not a large space, but it is a safe and comfortable space. If you look around this room, you'll see the quilts, the pillows, all of these things are donated by community, and we simply would not be able to function without the support of community. We have Project Genesis that makes sure that every woman and child that comes through the shelter gets a quilt to take home with them when they leave. And you know, it's more than just getting a quilt. The idea behind Project Genesis is really wrapping a person in love, knowing that somebody else in community was thinking about them, even though they don't know who they are, and providing that quilt for them. It's an amazing gift, and the staff just love being able to give that quilt to the families. Most people would be surprised to know that those that walk through our doors are often not walking, they're being carried because they're children. The majority of clients that we see are kids under 5 years old. So I'm standing in front of our change table, which is also in our laundry room, which is used a lot. You can imagine if you're coming in with a family that you will require diapers, wipes, all the needs that you would have at home, you would require here as well. If you look around, you'll see behind me, beside me, this room is filled with everything that a person would need. Pajamas, quilts, all of these items are donated by community, and I cannot express the amount of gratitude we have and what a big difference it makes to the families that we serve. The types of donations we receive: pajamas, groceries, toys at Christmas time. And we do provide Christmas toys for families that are in shelter, and actually even families that we're working with long term. The amount of generosity within our community is something that I don't think people experience anywhere else, and at least not across our province when I get to compare with my colleagues. I think this is my favorite room in the whole house. It is the playroom, and there's nothing like coming to work and hearing laughter and joyful sounds coming out of this space. Most of the families that come through the shelter do bring some children with them, and it's just healing to hear that laughter and the joy coming from this space. We really try hard to give this a homey feel, and the space right now that we're in, the living room and dining room area, is all communal living. So when families are here, other than their bedroom, this is the living space and the space where they will spend a fair amount of time together. The dining room table in front of me really has a lot of hard conversations that take place in that space. The women that come, that share meals together, share a lot more than that. They share stories of their dreams, their goals, where they've come from, where they're heading. And those stories are sometimes difficult to hear. The dreams are amazing, and we're so proud to be able to be a part of that growth for the families that we see. So thank you for coming on this tour with me. You've come through our front doors, and you're now in our dining room kitchen area where a lot of hard work and excellent meals happen. I hope that if you ever do find that you need help, or that someone you know will need help, that this will give you a bit more information about Genesis House and give you the confidence and courage to reach out if you ever do need help. Thank you so much for watching.